Alright, welcome back to the second match in today's draft set. Our opponent in that last match never showed back up. So, yeah, we're going to keep this hand. It needs a blood shard on the draw, but we got 7 sources of blood. Hand seems reasonable. We take a web scribe into Wild's Favor here, potentially. We also might want to wait to just hold the Wild's Favor for first Theros activation, though. Depends on how this goes. Ooh, that's nice. So, yeah, probably Wild's Favoring on 3 then here, since we have a Tactician to go off with it too. Although actually, if we just draw a resource like this gave us a charge for Theros, this will give us a charge for Theros. If we just hit another resource here, we could actually Wild's Favor plus Theros activation on 4 potentially here. So that's not their speed guy. So Boisterous Ballad creates a speed troop, so they're going to have a speed troop next turn. Another Tactician. Well, that's... They have an obnoxious start here, so let's play this out. And then next turn, we can go Shard Tactician, and then that'll give us 6 charges. And the following turn, we can jam this Wild's Favor down their throat and give all these +3/+3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's like elementary, what could it be? Okay, they killed the web scribe. That's actually pretty good for us, right? Because we're still going to get to be aggressive. We don't get to be defensive now, but... That's kind of interesting. They chose not to be aggressive here. Sweet. Now we have a Shambling Junker gets 1/1 for each artifact in our crypt. So even if we don't draw a blood to follow up this Wild's Favor with Dread Apprentice, we can follow it up with a 4/4 Shambling Junker, which actually gets bigger from our Tactician activations too because it's a robot. Oh, they did get a Firebrand from that. They just... Sure. Okay. So we're gonna hit for 6 here, probably. Yep, that's fine. I think we're winning this race. We'll see. Love to draw blood. Ding, ding, ding. So let's play this out. This Wild Favor attacks for 16, right? 4 Dreadlings. 1, 2, 3. Yep, just casual 16 ball you. Fair and balanced, one could argue. Just the Fox News of turn 4 plays. What you got? What you got? What you got? What you got? Guess there's a theoretical, could they theoretically kill us here? They could have Surging Wildfire, Enchant Power plus Pump Spell. Let's see if they crack us for 6 here again. Okay. Yeah, I like it. Gotta get us dead, right? So we get to scrounge our Dread Apprentice next turn, making 3 Dreadlings. And then, actually, if we hit a resource, we could Tomb Swap another Dreadling back. Because the Dreadlings are going to be 3/3s each if they don't kill these Tacticians. Okay, they have 1 Tactician down. So, Dread Apprentice... Scrounge this, actually, because we want extra artifacts in there for Shambling Junker in case we don't kill them this turn. Should I be cute and jam some more? Maybe I should have just... This was probably too cute. We could end up dying here. I probably should have just gotten back the they have another piece of removal here, we could get in trouble. They could have killed the Tactician. If they had another piece of removal, the Tactician probably would have died though, right? Just like activate this. Holy crap, are you kidding me? Wow. What a... Well, you know, we're not playing around that one on average. Wow, I thought for sure our opponent was just dead there, but that was a Scars of War. Well, the good news is we've got... How many Dreadlings in here? One... Seriously? Man, what a beating. Just like the double rares. Okay, well they're on E here, and this Shambling Junker is going to be lethal. We're going to 2. So we're going to be dead to remove a lot of them. That's rough. This thing's huge at least. Just 9/9 Shambling Junker. Go. Dead to a 2-power Speed Troop. Dead to Cremate. Dead to Blazing Hammer. Dead to a lot of stuff here. Even just another troop's pretty bad for us, because like then they can jump block with one and then we'll be dead to the other one. Yeah, Thorn Pup is bad for us, so we need to draw something here. That's not gonna do it. This is a basic action to summon Dreadling, so yeah, we're just dead. Man, what a beating. I haven't been that tilted. I haven't been that tilted on a loss in a long time. Just play my 1 rare into my mythic and like get back into the game that we had no business winning. What a beating. Man, I'm glad I recorded that one's recorded. That's just like a savage beating. Hi, Porky Man. What you got? You got a face full of yogurt? Yogurt face? Oh, you want that? Well, so we were a little bit overly aggressive last game and got punished by our opponent having a Lorenzo. That being said, I think it's pretty unrealistic to play around Lorenzo in a limited... Or, we got punished by our opponent having Scars of War, more specifically. Like, the Lorenzo was just like, they had a good follow-up threat, right? Like, which follow-up threat they had was kind of irrelevant. Lorenzo hit hard and fast, but there was more that Scars of War punished us. So I could have played around the Scars of War by not tomb swapping that turn, because if my opponent had another piece of removal, they would have just been able to... Yeah. And in fact, my opponent messed up that game, right? Like, they Fire in the Hold one of my guys when those could only activate at as a basic action. So they didn't need to... The line of play they took didn't telegraph Scars of War even if it had been on my radar, which it probably wouldn't have been even if they didn't do what they did. Hi, Porky Man. Yeah, them's the beat sometimes. Sometimes you lose to your opponent's rare into their mythic. Trash Mute. Okay. Well, I wanted to make Dreadlings with that. That's a little frustrating. Yeah, I mean, I guess attack for 1. We don't actually need any more thresholds with this, so I guess I'll hold on to it for now. We actually have two Dread Harvests in our deck, so we should wait to use this Roid Bot, because this can translate into creating a Dreadling down the line with our Dread Harvest. So, stumbling and fumbling here. Not a whole lot we can do. Like I said, could have played around the Scars of War last game with the Tomb Swap, but I'm not really sure. I probably should have just, like, tried to kill him with the Dread Botanist. Or with, yeah, I should have tried to kill him. Yeah, so that was the mistake. So what I should have done was, I just shouldn't have played the Tomb Swap pre-combat. And I should have just, like, tried to attack them with the 6 lethal, or the 3 lethal Dreadlings for 6. Because if my opponent had a removal spell, they would have just killed my, other guy regardless. And then after that, I would have been able to, like, they have to Scars of War because the attack is lethal. And then I get to Tomb Swap back my Dread Botanist the following turn and scrounge it again and hit them for exactly 6. So even though my opponent had Scars of War and Lorenzo there, we actually could have won the game with better play. Hi. Another disconnect. Okay, just mono connection issues from opponents this video set. Alright, this one's back at least, so we didn't get a full disconnect. Get a free block on their 2-2 here. That's a frustrating way to end a match. And again, like, you know, it looks like we did genuinely get fairly unlucky in the second game, right? Like, we took a mulligan, and then, like, we kept 2 resources on the play, and we basically have 18 resources left in our deck still, because, like, the Dread Harvests are as good as resources at this point in the game. And the thing you want to focus on in matches like this, in games like this especially, is that, you know, I did make mistakes in the first game of this match. So, like, where do you have a Valor from? Oh, from the trash beat. Okay, yeah, we're just, I'm not gonna even bother trying to fight through them, drawing an extra card every turn. So, again, the thing you want to focus on in matches like that is that we didn't have control over the second game that we lost, but you play more than one game in a match. So you're going to lose games to variance, but losing entire matches to just pure variance is rarely going to happen to you. There's some mistake you're missing in it's one of the earlier games that you lost. That's just like, I always love when someone comes up to me with a bad beat story. They're like, oh, I just got really unlucky in my third game. I stumbled and died, or I flooded and died. I'm like, well, what happened in the other game of your match? Like, your match had 2 games that you lost in it, right? So, like, what happened in the second game? Was that under your control? And, you know, a lot of the times, it's going to be pretty rare, even in a game that has variance by design, there was nothing you could do in 2 out of the 3 games in a match. At any rate, let's go ahead and get on to the third match here. Thanks for watching, folks, and stay tuned.